Hey everybody, this is Doa and I'm back with another match from the ICCup Korean Weekly put on by ICCup and Nation Voice Communications. We've got a best of 3 this time. This is from, I believe it was a round of 16, one of the great matches that you guys did not get to see on the stream. I'm going to cast it right now. We have got none other than a very, very cool player, one that I'm watching very closely, none other than SlayersTeaja. He used to play for Zenex, so that's why you see the next tag on his name, but he does play for Slayers now. If you remember, he did get the all-kill in the team league. In the first round of that this last season, it was a GSTL May, and he got an all-kill for Slayers against, now I don't remember who it was, but whatever, he got an all-kill, that's all you need to know. And his opponent is going to be our blue Protoss player up at the top of the map. It is none other than TSLJYP, and yeah, so he's going to be our blue Protoss player. Let's get the nameplate up there. So we're going to have a TvP best of 3. We're going to start out on Terminus Re with Doa, that's me. And I'm not going to rhyme anymore, I promise. And so the question is, what does Teaja have in terms of TvP? I don't recall seeing too many of his. He is a very good TV tier, like most Slayers Terran players are, and his TVZ is also pretty good as well. But TvP, if there's any one matchup that the Slayers Terrans tend to kind of lack in a little bit, it is TvP. We've seen in the past that Boxer himself does even struggle with this, so I'm not sure if that is connected in any way or anything like that, but just something I've kind of picked up on is that the Slayers players generally don't do quite as well against Protoss, although that is one thing, you know, where it takes couple weeks of focused practice to kind of change that for most people, I think. So we'll have to see how Teaja does against JYP. And JYP is one of those players that kind of pops up every once in a while in the Korean scene. He hasn't really been in GSL much at all yet, but he's had a couple good games here and there. He played pretty well in CSN's Clash of the Houses that I casted a couple weeks ago, so I can expect that we're going to see him at least put up a fight against Teaja anyway. If not do quite well. We do see a kind of a standard opening from him, but not really anything out of the ordinary as well. I'm getting over a cold a little bit here, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird. Hopefully that'll end soon. It's very annoying. Look out, probe! Oh, he just couldn't get past that Marine. Looked like one of those forwards in basketball. Just was not letting him get by. I guess it's not really the forwards in basketball to do. It's more like the guards, right? I don't know. I played basketball, but I was a forward. I didn't really block anyone per se. I just kind of stole the ball if anyone tried to pass it past me, because I've got long gangly arms, so that's what you do if you're a tall skinny forward type. And I would sit by the net and wait for people to pass the ball to me, and then I would make easy baskets and feel good about it. So it looks like Teaja is going for a 1-Rax expand. No gas quite yet, relying on just a couple Marines to keep himself safe. Not bad at all on a map like Terminus. He's going to get a bunker anyway just to kind of make sure he's absolutely safe. Nothing wrong with that as well. And interestingly enough, looks like JYP is hiding a pylon here, so I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of hidden tech. For now, though, he does have 2 gas and 1 gateway. He may be kind of making this appear like a 1-gate expand, while at the same time planning on doing some sort of a hidden tech, but we're going to have to see if this probe puts down a Nexus or not. No, it's going down again to this hidden pylon over here. I bet we are going to see something a bit hidden. Oh, 2 more gateways going down. Is there going to be a 4th? Looks like there is. Probe moving down, getting in position. He's building up the energy, and there is the gateway. He summoned the strength to build a 4th gateway, so it is going to be a bit of a hidden 4-gate against SlayersTeaja. And how is Teaja going to handle this? Looks like JYP is just asking him, is it okay if I 4-gate? Teaja's like, oh yeah, sure. Actually, I don't know what this means, but that is yes. That's ne. That means yes in Korean. So whatever it is that JYP said, Teaja did reply with yes. It's just like laughing. I don't know. I can picture JYP going because he knows that he is indeed 4-gating his opponent. I think that sound, the sound, is the sound that most Protoss make when they are 4-gating. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if that is the case. Looks like 3-gate going into factory with a couple gas for Teaja. A little bit normal of a build, sending out some Marines to maybe try to put a little bit of pressure, but the joke may be on him, because if he gets caught in the open with this group, he's going to lose a lot of his army to the 4-gate that's going to come up for JYP. And look, here's a forward pylon going down for JYP. Question is Teaja going to spot it? This Zelnaga tower is not close enough to do that. As you can see, it's just out of range. Nice positioning on that pylon by JYP. TvP kind of feels like something is up, though. You can tell he's getting another bunker down. He's getting his engineering bay, wants to get something that can detect cloaked units a little bit easier. Well, a lot of sentries for JYP as well, so this will be a sentry-heavy 4-gate. This is very good against Terran, of course, because you can wall off the bunkers, take them down without getting them repaired or anything like that. So the question is, right now, is TvP going to be able to defend against this? I don't know. Looks like TvP did spot the army. He's pulling back right now. So is JYP going to be able to capitalize on this hidden 4-gate that TvP does not know is coming, but probably suspects? I think TvP may be suspecting a DTs, actually. You can see he's putting down a pretty early missile turret at his natural choke point. 2 bunkers, though, I think might be enough, but is it going to be? Not a lot of DPS in this army because of the high sentry count. No repair going down on the bunkers. First one getting very, very low, but these bunkers doing a lot of damage to the army of JYP. The second bunker getting low as well. And look at this, only 1 Zealot stuck in the back, and sentries. I think TvP is actually going to be just fine with this if he micros well. Some stalkers getting warped in. There's a little bit more DPS for the army. Unfortunately, these Marines getting caught out in the open, barely able to make an escape right there. And TvP having to abandon his natural. I'm going to have to take back what I said before about him being just fine, apparently. I thought with that high sentry count, it looked for a moment like TvP was going to be able to hold that easily, but now it looks like JYP may be able to actually do some decent damage with this. He's already prevented a lot of mining time, but remember, JYP is on 1 base with this, so if TvP does manage to hold, he's still going to be ahead from having that second base already up and running. Medevac's coming in right now, and that's going to give TvP the advantage, as he will be able to survive a little bit better with the nice micro. He's got a bunker on the high ground. And no real way to gain vision for JYP just by pushing up that ramp there. He can't warp in on the high ground or anything like that. Still only a couple Marines for TvP. Getting combat shields as well, getting a couple more Marines. I think he's going to need more than Marines for this, though. He does have Stim, he does have Medevac, so things are looking okay. Using his command center as part of the wall off. Nothing at all wrong with that. It does have a lot of hit points. No additional tech for JYP. Scouting Factory just making a run for it. He's like, I'm abandoning this base, man. Alright, here comes JYP again. He's got a lot of Zealots. Those Marines do have Stim, but is the DPS going to be enough? I don't think so. I think JYP is in a great spot right now. TvP is going to need some pretty amazing micro to hold this off. He does manage to push the army back down the ramp, but I don't know. And here's the thing, is JYP is getting to that point where he's going to have a hard time sustaining this attack on just 1 base. 1 base really isn't enough to actually sustain 4 gates in the long term. TvP putting down a couple more barracks. He's just going to try to produce as many bio units as possible. Some medevacs additionally, if you can get a drop off with a group of Stim Marines, it's going to be very helpful as well. So a bit of a standoff right now. JYP and TvP even in supply. TvP does have a slightly weaker army, I would say, at this point, although it is very durable. Stimming again to go in there, and TvP really holding pretty well, dropping off those weakened Marines in the back. Nice little bit of micro there, lifting it up so the Marines can get a little bit decent concave with that. Is it going to be enough? Force field splitting up the army of SlayersTeaja, and does JYP have enough? No, he doesn't. Warping in some more stalkers, but the army for TvP is actually doing pretty well. Still fairly high on health. Bring out some SCVs now. He wants to push this back for good. Wants to take his natural expansion again if he can secure this. That basically is going to secure him a big lead in this game. And what is he doing? Oh, TvP sending out a drop. Possibly thinking of sniping some pylons from behind, I think. I've got to imagine that's probably the intent here. No, deciding to go ahead and just drop on his opponent here. TvP again. These standoffs are always so hard to call. I mean, let's take a minute to look at the worker counts. Fairly even, 34 to 31. TvP just barely ahead. Factory doing plenty of scouting here now. No additional tech still for JYP. Still trying to make this work. Question is this little drop from SlayersTeaja going to be able to really cause any damage? There's only 3 Marines in there. Here it comes now. JYP pulling all his probes and not pushing in at all with his army either. TvP can kill off a couple pylons. That would be quite helpful. Maybe kill off the cybernetics core. That probe sacrificing his life possibly, but no. JYP moving up the ramp. But TvP has a ton of bio, a great concave. He's got plenty of medevacs to heal right now. SCVs being dropped in from behind. GG, and SlayersTeaja successfully defends the hidden 4 gate from JYP, and wow, nice play from our Slayers player. He does take game 1 in this best of 3. Let's move right along to game 2. Thanks for watching, guys.